There's been a lot of false information floating around about the NES Classic Edition this holiday season, such as it being pretty much unobtainable or the controller cords being so short that you have to get laser eye surgery after you play.
Nintendo, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I'm here to set the record straight, because I have in my hands the NES Classic Edition. Beautiful, isn't it? I don't know why people say these are so hard to get. Pick one up on eBay for like 60 bucks. So obviously the hottest rumor about the NES Classic is how tiny the shipments were for this product, which immediately triggered online scalpers to resell them for astronomical prices. For a company slowly bleeding money, Nintendo sure is stingy, aren't they? Well, this rumor actually is true. No local stores had it in stock release day, but taking to the internet revealed literally tons of them. Some even came packaged with external games, which is odd, considering Nintendo said they wouldn't be compatible. Huh. The units online going for particularly higher prices were usually in-box, but I was fine with ordering an out-of-box NES Classic. I mean, doesn't look any different. Guess I got lucky, right? Okay, so right off the bat, you'll notice the model looks almost the exact same as the original NES. Almost eerily so. But make no mistake, this is the NES Classic. It has that renowned box aesthetic, 2 controller ports, the power and reset switches, but a few different things caught my eye. First off, there's no HDMI port, which is blatantly false advertising, considering that every ad for this thing was making the biggest deal about playing these dated-ass games in HD. Instead, we have an RF switch connector and a channel switcher in the back. Nintendo, listen, I know you're stuck in the past in pretty much every way imaginable, but this is fucking ridiculous. I had to ask my grandma what the hell an RF switch is. And even she didn't know! Thank God for Google. I bet the HDMI adapter's some gimmicky attachment I'll have to pay an extra $15 for. Oh, and another thing of note is the working front flap to put games in. Nintendo confirmed in earlier press releases that the Classic wouldn't be compatible with old NES cards. So I'm guessing this was a last-minute manufacturing decision before shipping, but I gotta hand it to them. This is exciting. A huge selling point for the NES Classic was the 30 packed-in games, ranging from Castlevania to Star Tropics. But I'm about to tell you right now, they aren't on here! We were made to believe that once the power buttons hit, you see a cutesy little menu that lets players create save states for their games, but nope! Nothing. Maybe Nintendo needs to issue some recalls. A big sign for this is how well the cartridge reader inside works. Which is to say, it doesn't. Due to finicky design, cartridges have to be inserted, reinserted, and sometimes even blown out over and over to work correctly. I'm still glad it's there, but only because the 30 packed-in games aren't. Issues with controller cord length were thankfully non-existent for me. There have been multiple instances of consumers getting gamepads that were obviously much shorter than Nintendo intended.
How are you gonna sit on the furniture and play NES Classic?
There's no way to really describe this other than Nintendo's continued poor relations with any third party. Reminds me of the amiibo shortages in America, back when that was a thing. I can't really recommend you go out of your way to buy an NES Classic Edition this holiday. The system doesn't really work as advertised, and pure hype coupled with ridiculous nostalgia has blown what this is way out of proportion. What I can recommend is just buying the original NES off eBay or Amazon and making a video about it.